welcome to the 5-Minute Mentor. I am your host, Tim J.M. Rohrer, and this is the show where we teach coaches and mentors how to help your students solve their problems for themselves through a 5-step, 5-minute process. This week we heard from Dani from Des Moines. She writes in to say that every time she makes a suggestion, her student digs in. Hold on a second. Dani from Des Moines digs in. Who wrote this? Okay. I did. I wrote. Okay. Is Dani even a real person? Yes. Is she from Des Moines? No. Okay. We did that just for the alliteration. What's that? We've been doing it for 10 episodes? I hadn't noticed. Well, Dani goes on to say that every suggestion she makes to her student is met with rejection, and she and her student end up in these battles of will that produce nothing except aggravation. Okay, well, that is a common situation, and it can be easily remedied using the 5-step process. So there it is. Let's say the problem is that Dani's 14-year-old daughter doesn't want to go to college after high school, and Dani believes that college is the best path for her. In step 1, we understand what the problem is. Step 2 is asking clarifying questions. Step 3 is asking coaching questions. And then step 4 is offering wisdom and suggestions and or supporting the student's idea. Dani's description of her interactions with her daughter indicates she isn't asking clarifying questions and she isn't asking coaching questions, and she's jumping straight to step number 4, in which she dispenses her wisdom, and that is that you will go to college because that is the best choice. When Dani says that her daughter digs into her position every time Dani makes a suggestion, what she may have been describing was she herself digging into her own position every time her daughter rejects her advice. Okay, so the problem is that Dani lets her emotions get in the way of a coaching conversation, and she reverts to a lecture. Many people don't like to be lectured to, and they dig in. This might be especially true of teenagers, but it's also true of most everyone. Dani must follow each step in the process if she wants a different outcome in this conversation. So we know what the problem is. So the next step would be for Dani to clarify. She might say this: when you say you don't want to go to college, does this mean you don't want or think you need an education beyond high school? This question and others like it will promote a dialogue, and a dialogue is a stepladder that gets us out of our dug-in positions. Here's another one. If you're not planning on going to college, are you planning on starting a career right after high school? What type of work interests you? Now, Dani's daughter may not have thought about the type of work that interests her, and the conversation could end here with a suggestion from Dani that her daughter go and explore some of the kinds of work that are available out there that might be something that intrigues her. If she does have some plans, if Dani's daughter has thought of this and she does have some plans, then we go on to the coaching questions. So, for example, here's one. I'm guessing that you've done some research into the best ways to succeed in that type of work. What are the best steps if you want to be really successful at it? Here's another coaching question. Most people succeed quickly when they get some help from someone with experience. What will be the best way for you to get help in that type of work? Now, Dani's daughter isn't likely to have gone in this deep into her planning process, and if she has any trust in her mom at all, she's beginning to open up to the possibilities that her mom can help her. Now, when Dani shares her wisdom and suggestions, which is step number 4, she will be bringing them to a student that has been heard and is more open. During the clarification and coaching section of the process, Dani's daughter may have come to realize that the question of life after high school is far more complicated than she thought. Or the conversation may break down and need to be repeated several times before the two of them are having a productive conversation without any, or at least very little, emotion. The good news is that Dani's daughter is only 14 and she's got a few years before she has to make any of those decisions. In the workplace, however, we need to get people to be open to changing their ways much more quickly. The 5-step mentoring process will help you get your students thinking about how to solve their own problems with alacrity when used consistently. That's all the time we have for today. If you would like to get a hold of me, just go to LinkedIn and find me there, or you can go to my website, timjmrohrer.com. And until then, let's get after it.